Hey everybody, Grill Father Johnny Al here, and today is another episode in the series of what I call fireside chats. Let's meet over by the fire pot and we'll see what's cooking.
Do you consider barbecue a destination or a journey?
Well, I think it was the great American philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he had the quote, "It's not the destination, it's the journey." And I don't know if Ralph was a barbecue fanatic. Who knows? I don't know. Who the heck knows? It doesn't matter really. But I don't think that achieving amazing barbecue is one or the other. It's both. It's both the destination and the journey. And I often talk about the 4 T's for successful barbecuing: taste, tenderness, texture, and most important, technique. So obviously, the goal is for your barbecue to turn out amazing and taste amazing. But it's the 4th T, the technique. That's the journey side of this argument, whether barbecue is destination or a journey. The technique is the journey. Obviously, getting the taste and the tenderness and the texture, that would be the destination. That's what you're finally looking for in your meat when it's all said and done. But the technique is the journey side, and you can't achieve the first 3 T's if you don't properly execute the technique. And I find the journey to be the fun side of barbecue, and it's the planning and the execution of the process. And I'm talking about things like, which day am I going to cook on? What's the weather forecast? What kind of meat am I going to use? What about the quality of the meat? Am I going to be using prime or choice, grain-fed versus grass-fed? Where am I going to buy the meat? What type of rub will I use on it? How about the kind of wood am I going to use when I go to actually put the meat in the smoker? Will I be using an injection, or do I need to use a water pan? And what time am I going to start? Early in the morning or afternoon? All those considerations of time and when you are planning to eat. Some other things like managing and monitoring the cook. And I use a whole cook log process. You can check out my video on that. It's definitely something highly recommended that really helps you stay focused and stay on point and manage the cook. The temperature. What temperature am I going to be cooking at? What internal temperature am I aiming for? Spritzing times. How often am I going to spritz? If I'm going to spritz at all, how will I handle the stall if that comes into play? Will I wrap or not wrap? And how long am I going to rest the meat? And the list goes on and on. Those are just a few. So I'll just wrap up the same way that I started, and that is with a quote. And this one comes from Colonel John Hannibal Smith. And you recall that he was played by George Peppard. George Peppard played Colonel John Hannibal Smith in the 80s hit show The A-Team. And he said in that show, "I love it when a plan comes together. I love it when a plan comes together." So the plan is the journey, and the destination is when it all successfully comes together. So, and I think that the same can be said when it comes to barbecuing. Hey friends, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I really appreciate you taking your time to check out my video. Hope you found it helpful. Would you do me the kind favor of hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and also take a moment to share with your family and friends. Until next time, this is Grill Father Johnny L, heading off into the sunset.